ready for kickoff as we get this game started. Here's the handoff. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front. Let's talk for just a minute about press. And what a challenge this is going to be for both teams, both with unblemished records, both sitting atop the conference, and both eager to square off against each other.
And what I think makes this one more fun is that it's not just the two top teams in the conference. These might be two of the better teams in the entire country. These two teams might make the college football playoff. Lots of football out ahead, but this is a matchup, regardless of whether you're a fan of these teams, the conference, of college football you've been waiting to see.
And it's so nice that whoever wins this, you talk about putting yourself in a great position, you hand them a loss in the conference, move them down the standings, and you have the tiebreaker. A lot on the line today.
A huge third down here in the brigade from the Naval Academy, letting this offense hear it. From the gun, wants to pass. Grab near the marker, it's Algier. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
Nice job there by the receiver on the out route, not telegraphing where he's going. You can't be peeking to the outside, giving the defender an opportunity to break on the ball. He kept his eyes right down the field. DB had no idea where he was going, and that helped make that completion a whole lot easier.
They'll go to the ground.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
Wants to go up top. Now sliding to his left. And the quarterback is toast back at the 35. He just terrorizes quarterbacks, his 30th career sack.
And that's an amazing number, 30 sacks, because a lot of guys get sacks early in their careers, and then coordinators figure it out and then start double-teaming them and sliding and chipping, and then their numbers come down. This guy, though, David, has never stopped.
And it's got to be consistently, Jesse. Like, you got to consistently play hard, play after play, because sometimes they get rid of the ball fast. Sometimes you can't get in the mix. But to get to the quarterback 30 times, very few people have done that.
On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. He'll pull it down and run. Out across the 45 and out of bounds at the 46-yard line. A big pickup here as they try to put together a scoring drive. Deep in the season, that crisp air all around you, and this feels like a must-win game, guys.
This is a game that will impact the college football playoff. It'll have conference championship implications, and it'll have bowl game implications as well. David, so much riding on the line in this one.
And you can feel it, man. You can feel the energy. The players this week, they were on high. Like, you can tell they were ready for the challenge. This is going to be an absolute showdown.
Bringing in the big boys, heavy personnel. Running back searching for a hole. Good vision and determination there to find his way up to the 23.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
Navy comes to the line facing second and short. Gonna run it. It's Lindsey. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a baller.
He wants to change this route. Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
Man, you can't draw it up any better than that. First possession, force a third down. You want to shut the home crowd up, sack the quarterback, create some momentum. Now you're getting the football back to your offense, probably with great field position.
Fields the punt, wants to make a play. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. Comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored a touchdown their last possession. You've got to be able to turn the page and see this as a brand new opportunity to go get points.
Yeah, and your defense has set you up for the position to get points right away. Now, let's get this offense back rolling again, create some momentum, just get a few first downs, and I'm in scoring position.
They say tight ends are a quarterback's best friend in the pass game because think about it. The tight end's the guy lined up closest to the quarterback, which means generally those are the easiest throws a quarterback has. You saw it on that play.
They're down to the 20, 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Safe completion on the screen. There he goes. They're able to keep him out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2 after the big play in the passing game. That was just a perfectly choreographed screen. The line got out on time. The running back had a wall in front of it.
And I think the quarterback did a really good job of selling pass and then kind of dodging the pass rush, getting it to the running back, and then let him do the rest. You got him in space, he'll pick up yards in a hurry.
And the Huskers trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Husker. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Hey, guys, we've got a final in a game that just wrapped up here in the SEC. Texas stomped a mud hole en route to a double-digit win, and they did it outside of Austin City limits. That speaks to the way this coach has galvanized this team and the direction this program is headed. Always interesting to see good SEC teams collide, and today was no different. The agony and ecstasy of college football, fellas.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. And Navy will go back on the attack. They went 3 and out on their first possession now to see if they can be more productive this time. He's going for it all. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Looking for more room. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return.
What a big game-changing play. I love when you see defensive players, they jump on the ball like they were the offensive guy. So aggressive, going and getting that pick, creating some big mojo for your team.
This offense has it with really good field position. They'll run the toss. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
This slot receiver is a guy the defense has to be careful of. He runs good routes. He's got some speed, and if you're not careful, this guy can gash you.
The full force, the full-throated roar of the brigade, helping this Navy defense. From the gun, wants to pass. Snagged in the middle, it's Thomas. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one.
And I love the discipline on defense right there. Big 3rd down. So everyone keeping their eyes on the quarterback, rallying to the ball, making a tackle. Great team defense.
They're in field goal range here on 4th down, but they're going to keep this offense on the field. On 4th down, they'll pass for it. They'll run the screen. And this defense has its work cut out to get this dude on the ground. He was shedding serious tackles on his way to picking up the first.
Well, to heck with being conservative, right? I mean, that essentially would have just been a chip shot field goal with where they were on that 4th down. But they decided to go for it, throw it. They're looking for 6. They're going for a touchdown. They are being aggressive.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Nebraska is on top. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. So first down here as they go back to work. Give to the back. Find some fresh air. They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on first down. And you want to create second and short, third and short, or just get first downs like that run right there.
The Huskers trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Cornhuskers.
This is a guy that put a lot of pressure on himself coming into this season. He felt like he was ready to have a breakout year. He knew he had all the tools in the toolbox to be able to get it done, and he's showing it. That's his 10th rushing touchdown on the season.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. Looks like he's going to bring it out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. And here comes the Navy offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
He just couldn't hold his water long enough at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a penalty. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. They're facing a 3rd down. Might be changing the route. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Yeah, and on money down defensively, you got to find ways to affect the quarterback. Nice job by the defense, getting the pressure, getting to him, getting a hit on him, and forcing the incompletion, and now forcing the 4th down.
On 4th and 9, the offense will stay on the field. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And the pass is incomplete, but there is a flag on the field. Let's see if the offense gets a reprieve. Just a little too much there, a little too handsy, and they nabbed them for the defensive holding penalty. So it's 1st and 10 after that costly defensive penalty on 4th down. This quarterback part of their running game. Just searching and working for the running room as he gets it out to the 26. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Running game worked on 1st down. Let's see if they go back to it on 2nd down. They go to the ground. Gets it past the 1st down marker and still running. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Navy quick to the line. They're going to ride this running back. Guys, let's chat a bit about Navy. When you break into the top 5 halfway through the season, been flying under the radar, and that is no longer an option. You want to see if this team can stay focused with all the attention they're getting.
And that's what's pretty cool about their season. Like, they're starting to get respect. They've started to earn that. I think we just got to realize, Palmer, halfway through the season, you don't get any trophies. That doesn't exist.
You just got to keep doing what you're doing, right? It's been working to get to this point, to get that number beside your name, to get everybody's attention. Now's not the time to freeze up and start getting nervous because you've got the...
Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. He is feeling it. A huge play. Almost took it to
That's the danger as a defense when you're playing against this guy, because you know you're going to see the option. And if you don't have a player dedicated to pursuing and stopping him, he is going to burn you like he...
Turning it on. He'll be pulled down after a good run. They'll mark it at the 15. The midshipman could get really aggressive here on 2nd and short. Little over-anxious out of the stance early, and it's a false start. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Line getting set on 2nd down. Looking to fire. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
Well, a nice job by the defense. They're playing with a big lead. They know the offense has to throw it, and they are inviting throws over the middle of the field, knowing they can break on these passes and maybe pick one off. Offense lucky that wasn't a turnover.
They've got it in field goal range, but they'll try to convert this 3rd and long from the 20. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Going the other way, and he's got room. The 20. Inside the touchdown, Nebraska. What a play. Not only the interception, but the great return for the score. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10.
And they come up with a huge pick 6, and that is one of the reasons this defense has been so dominant all season long. They don't give up big plays, but they take the football away. And once they do, they've got better athletes than you do. They're hard to bring down. They can flip the game on a dime.
And with the extra point, they're up 21-0.
Nebraska, 21, Navy, 0.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field.
There's still plenty of time, but you see that 21-point deficit, and there is a sense of urgency now.
Zings it complete to the right. Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
Ball is at the 35. It's 1st and 10.
Let's go, let's go.
To the air, it's long. Here's the pressure. Gets it to him on the screen. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time.
And that's why defenses practice pursuit drills, right? All week long. Pursue, pursue, pursue. The plays.
We're getting late in the season, and these two teams are still standing tall, undefeated, jockeying for playoff position, and now a clash that could shape their postseason prospects. Welcome, everyone, to Annapolis, Maryland, home of the Navy Midshipmen. As we'll see, the number 15 team in the country, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, taking on the runner-up from last year's national championship, the Navy Midshipmen. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Navy ready for kickoff as we get this game started. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Cornhuskers offense will take the field first. They are going to be greeted rather rudely, I guess, by a group of defensive linemen that wreak havoc and hunt down quarterbacks, Jesse.
And they wreck games. They take away everything you do offensively. So it's a huge challenge in this one, David, for this offensive coordinator to try to call plays and find ways to get the football away from these big fellas up front because they take games over.
And get the ball out quick. Like when you've got a defensive line that can penetrate, they can get TFLs, get sacks, it's going to be on this offensive line to buy a little bit of time, but also the ball to come out quick, win in the secondary right now.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Got rid of it quickly, but it's incomplete. When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? You know, the first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season, Palmer, getting a chance to show what you're about so you can finish strong.
It's a resume builder, no doubt about it. And really, there's been so much anticipation building up to this top 25 matchup. So which team can control their emotions, I think, goes a long way in who wins this one.
Coverage team gets the job done, and they'll mark him down at the 38-yard line. So the Navy Midshipmen offense comes out, and they'll try to put together their first drive of the game. And, David, we've got a quarterback today who's been known for making enough plays when his team needs them.
Yeah, and listen, he's a guy that this offense is built around him. But, Jesse, he's not the guy that's going to take over. He needs the running game to get going. He needs the passing game. He needs a little bit of balance. Really good football player, but he needs the help of the quality teammates around him.
Yeah, you're right. I think the one thing we've seen with this guy is he's got to get into a rhythm in games early, right? And so whether it's running the football or getting a few completions early to get his confidence going, because once that happens, he's very, very good.
They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9. Guys, we have a second here to talk about Navy. Top 5 up to this point is really good. It's staying there as we get closer to the playoff. That becomes a huge challenge.
They just need to focus on winning right now. They're in position as a top 5 team to reach the college football playoff, but you've got to keep winning, and that's got to be the mindset. And coming into today, they have to bring their A game to the field.
And we're still in the middle of the season, so there's so many ways to still make a good impression for this squad, and we still have conference championships for some. We have great matchups that will decide, just like we've seen in past years, right? Comes down the stretch, who's playing the best.
And now on 4th down, they'll try a field goal. This is going to have to be unleashed from 54 yards out. He got it. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0. So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense.
And this guy has been a machine all season long. He is absolutely automatic. You know you're getting 3 points when this guy jogs on the field.
The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They're going to need to get something started, finding themselves in a 3-0 hole. They'll try the run. Breaks into the open. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. The emotions and energy figure to be high all day, guys, because of what's at stake this late in the season. Really a must-win for both teams.
Yeah, these are the ones that get your blood moving, Reese. You get jacked up, man. We don't have to say anything in the locker room, give these big speeches. You know what's at stake, Jesse. You're ready to rock and roll. This is when you prove you're the big dog.
Which is pretty cool, too, because it's been a long season. And these teams obviously are both physically and mentally tired, but you're right. For this kind of game, this is the one you circled at the start of the year. You knew that this was going to matter. There was going to be a lot on the line. Now it's time to go out and prove you're the better team. Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
The offense in its own end, still needing a couple of yards for the first down, but they'll stay out there and go for it on fourth. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He's got it, first down and more. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. The Cornhuskers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Give to the running back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Quarterback may change this route. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line. A huge third down here in the brigade from the Naval Academy, letting this offense hear it. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Quickly to the tight end. That'll be enough for the first down as they stop him at the 43-yard line.
Well, in that down and distance, the quarterback's got to get rid of it so quickly, right? He knows the defense is going to be bearing down on him, so a nice job catching the gun snap and then turning and pivoting, getting it out of his hands quickly and accurately to pick up the first.
Looking to throw on first down. Throws to the wideout. Got his man. Chopping up this defense, and they've got it all the way down to the 23.
When you play zone and you drop back, you're dropping back to a spot. And that means there's going to be holes, and the quarterback has to do a good job of reading it, seeing it, throwing it between those holes. He does a really nice job there. Makes the defense pay for playing zone coverage.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. The give to the back. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Huskers come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. On 3rd and short, just trying to get enough for the first down. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
It's really nice to see this offense bounce back. That first possession, man, they go 3 and out. They really struggled, and now starting to put a drive together, get their feet a little bit wet. Now you can see they're starting to get pretty comfortable.
Gets the back moving. To the air on first down. It's complete to the left. And they'll make the stop, and we are headed to the end of the first period. We reached the break, and Navy holds the lead. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats.
Navy 3, Nebraska.
And they've swapped ends of the field, and we'll get it going in the second. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. To the ground with the back. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a first and goal. From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on third down. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
And really good job getting to the quarterback. That's priority number one, trying to get pressure on him. Get him to the ground is a bonus. They had 6 sacks in their last game. They got to keep building on that number if they want to keep stacking wins.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
2 teams inside the Big 12 squaring off today, and it's now a final. Here's a quick recap. UTEP was able to cap off a close one inside the Sun Bowl with a narrow victory. And that's the mark of a solid program. Pile up wins, build on games like these, and remain focused on the big picture. Big 12 football at its finest, gentlemen. Just when you think you have things figured out, a game like this happens.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Oh, he's looking to throw. The throw. Incomplete, and they tried to catch him flat-footed on first down, but the defense was ready.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
This time on target. Real power running by this guy as he bangs his way to the 24.
Slant routes, they're good against man coverage, but they're good against zone coverage too. If that receiver can find the soft spot between the linebacker and the DB, you'll take that throw all day.
Wide receiver comes in motion. To the ground to try to move the chains. Stopped in the backfield, and this defense has forced him into fourth down. Navy will have to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Gets the first one of the day out of there. He ought to be fresh. They only used him twice in that victory last week. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. And generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
Let's not complicate this. My man is better than your man. Find your matchups and go get them.
Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10. They'll leave it with him. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short gain there.
This is no surprise to defenses anymore. Everybody throws wide receiver screens, and you can tell they were ready for it. They saw the quick game. They pounced on it, got the wide receiver on the ground. That's not the first time they've seen that route.
They want to throw it. The screen, he can go. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a third down stop. So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. The quick out. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on fourth down? And Navy will go back on the attack. Touch pass on the jet sweep. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
Really good job by the defense, seeing it and going and getting it. Nice job understanding the touch pass. It could happen. Those guys go in motion, man. I got to understand, safety's got to see that, start flying down, getting ready to play that. Nice job by the defense being ready for that play.
A designed run for the quarterback. It's runs like that that can really help your field position as they're up at the 35.
Well, this guy's a weapon, throwing it and running it, and you know he's going to try to hurt this defense with his legs.
It puts so much stress on the defensive line to chase him and the fact that the play is extended so long.
Yeah, if they've got a spy defensively, if someone's athletic enough to run with this guy, that's going to be maybe a sound move moving forward schematically.
Navy will have to punt it away. He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Leaves it with the running back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. On the run, it's Coates. At the 35, he's open. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They won't have time to run another play, and we will take it to the 2-minute timeout. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Wants to throw on first down. Quickly complete. Still running at the 40. All the way down to the 27-yard line before they get him out of bounds, and this offense is threatening.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. This offense has had trouble getting it in gear, but maybe a little life here on 1st and 10. They'll move the wide receiver. Wants to go up top on first down. The screen, and watch out. And good blocking in space out there to give him enough room to pick up the first down. The Huskers come to the line with a new set of downs. They're looking to pass from the red zone. Complete. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Running backs just have to be a weapon in the passing game, even for little dump-offs and checkdowns.
Yeah, find your matchups. I mean, you think about running back versus a linebacker. We like that matchup in space, and so find ways to get the football to your running back in space where you can break tackles and make things happen because they're just so dynamic.
From the shotgun, they'll run it. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. The defense burns their 3rd and final timeout of the half. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. They'll try to run for it. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be 1st and goal.
And that's got to feel good if you're the offense, because 3rd down has been a bit of a problem all season long, but you love the way they're executing at this point, finding ways to keep the chains moving.
With the run on 1st and goal. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
And this offense knew coming into the game, when they get to the red zone, it's going to be tough sledding because it's hard to run, especially against this physical defense. They're one of the top 5 defenses stopping the run. And you know at this area of the field, it's really tough to throw it. Let's see who the more physical side is.
The give. He's got it down to the 1-yard line, right on the doorstep of Pater. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. They keep nudging it closer, but now it's 3rd and goal from the 1. Pushes for the goal line. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. So with only seconds left in the half, here comes the field goal unit. It is true as he puts 3 on the board. And with that, they've taken the lead. So they get the late field goal right before the half, and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellas, you have been calling a great broadcast today from there in Annapolis. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. And with that, let's send it back to the guys on the hallowed grounds of the U.S. Naval Academy.
Thanks for that halftime report, Kevin. We're just about ready to start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And here comes the Navy offense. They start this third quarter, 1-possession game, and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready, and they're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. They've had some successes in the first half, so let's get that continued here on the opening drive.
Yeah, and I love getting that break at half to go talk with my coaches and pick my offensive coordinator's brain so I know exactly what I need to do to attack this defense, and I get ball first.
He leaves it with his back. Tripped up at the 25 after picking up 4.
And, you know, when we talk about great third down defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on first and second down. You've got to get those stops early in the drives to set up third and long, so that's a missed opportunity on that second down.
Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down.
Well, you wonder if one of the adjustments they made at halftime, trailing in this game, was to try and get the ground game established, David. They're off to a good start here.
Dang right. Stay patient. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to press. Just try to get...
Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31.
Play-action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You could tell defense was not buying it, got in the backfield, got the big play.
Navy will try to fight its way out of this hole here on second down.
Get set, get set.
Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. Jukes his way for more. Got enough for the first. Racing down the left side. He's at the touchdown, Navy! And that one will give him the lead.
Huge play. It's so nice to have guys that can create these explosive plays like this. You hand it to him, he can do the rest. Look at the speed. Look at the elusiveness. Get into the end zone. Nice run.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Big one this week in the SEC. Heck, they're all big ones in that conference. Mississippi State is in serious trouble right now. I'm not sure some folks won't be asking for a refund on their NIL investment. A putrid performance in Starkville. They're trailing by 14 to Missouri. Week in and week out in the SEC, it's a battle of attrition. And if anything big changes, you'll hear about it here.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere.
This is a situation here in the third quarter. This offense did not want to be in, facing a top 10 defense, one of the best units in the entire country. They didn't want to get down on the scoreboard like this, and all of a sudden have to throw the football when the defense knew that was going to happen. The incompletion there is not a big...
Oh, he's got some space. Out across the 30, steps out of bounds at the 31-yard line as they try to put something together.
Great job, too, by the QB there, holding the ball as long as possible, allowing the pass rush to get upfield, and at the very last second, getting it to his guy so that he can go get the first down.
Found a little space, and he's got 4 to the 35.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to crawl back in this one, they need him to break one off, and it just takes one play for this guy. Don't be impatient. You got to keep giving him the football.
The full force, the full-throated roar of the brigade, helping this Navy defense. From the gun, wants to pass. Grabbed in the middle, it's Coates. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47. What a nice job finding the back on the angle route. That's a tough thing to cover.
And I love the matchup for this quarterback. He knew there on third down. He had the one-on-one with his running back and that defender. Nice job on the route, crossing the defender's face. Easy completion. The drive stays alive.
Power football with the run. Got the first down and still on his feet. Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24.
How nice is it in an offense when you can generate explosive plays by running the football? You got to force feed this guy, man. He is an absolute game changer.
The Cornhuskers pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. Looking downfield on first down. Quickly complete. No chance to run, but they still move it forward.
And these quarterbacks have to really trust their wide receivers that they're going to be disciplined and run to the right route when they're throwing that ball to the outside like that, because those corners are sitting there on the inside, and the worst thing that could happen is to miss inside and that cornerback be going the other direction.
Tough, determined run gets it down to the 12.
And that's a good second down run. Commit to the running game, run the football, great gain, great job by the offensive line, keep it rolling.
And the Huskers didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. They'll ride the hot hand. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Wants to go up top. He makes a grab. He gets it in. Touchdown, Huskers. That touchdown was a clinic in keeping your offense on the field and wearing the other defense out.
Sometimes your best defense is your own offense, being able to stay on the field. You're absolutely right, Reese. That was a clinic. Running the ball, playing at great rhythm and pace, QB making good, smart decisions, and not shooting yourselves in the foot. No penalties, no turnovers. It doesn't get any better than that last drive.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. I guess it could have been worse on that return. He goes out of bounds at the 15. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. Last time they had it, they were backed up in their own end, marched right down the field and scored, and now they'll try to do that once again. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. He kept those legs moving, got 3 out to the 19.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Got his man out of the backfield. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
I like the play call on offense. I like you trying to get the running back involved in the pass game, too. Defense was ready for that one. Let's see what you've got dialed up on 3rd.
Calls his own number. Nice move there. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play.
QBs that can run completely change your game plan. I mean, every single bit of it. You have to understand, now as a pass rusher, I got to keep him in the pocket. I got to understand all the zone read concepts and the power read and the jet read, all the different things they can do to you. So, you know, having a guy back there at the helm that can run the football, you better be alert of it from the first play to the end of the 4th quarter.
Navy will try to fight its way out of this hole here on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Those two failed to make the connection. It's an incomplete pass. The midshipman trying to sail way forward on 3rd and half a mile. He's looking downfield to throw. Makes the grab. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker.
Number 15 in punt formation to kick it away.
Just needs a crack to get a return. Excellent coverage and tackle that time, and that's how the 3rd quarter comes to a close. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. We've reached the break. It's Nebraska holding the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They'll go back to work with a 1st down in the final period. Looking for a crease. It's Coates. They stop him cold. Maybe gets a yard to the 34.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead. The offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
They go right back to it. Shakes off the defender. They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line.
Man, this offense would really like to lean on this guy in the 4th quarter, right? They've got the lead, and you just saw his ability there, breaking a tackle. He looks like he's getting stronger as the game goes on. I'd expect him to get a few more carries here before this game's over.
Looking to throw on 1st down. He fires to the left side. Pulls in the deep ball. Slicing and dicing through this defense, and they've got it down to the 23.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Leaves it with the back. That's why a good running game is a coach's and quarterback's best friend when you're trying to put the lid on the game. The Huskers getting set on 1st and 10. Right back to the well. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs. You just want positive yards, make the right read the guy. If he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. He's got it. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one.
Nice catch by the big target. Those big tight ends, you could tell in football, are just becoming more and more of a weapon on every single team.
So this offense has the lead. They have the ball. They have the clock on their side and a chance perhaps to put it out of reach. Trying to pound it in. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
The best red zone offenses are the ones who can run the ball in this area, but that's a tough ask today, especially against this unit. One of the best 5 defenses in the nation stopping the run. This is a really big moment in this game.
They'll try to run it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Cornhuskers.
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a 2-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up, but getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
On the move from inside his 5. He'll be forced out of bounds at his 21-yard line. Not the best field position you could ask for, but they'll get it started there. And Navy will go back on the attack. This certainly hasn't been their best day, but there's no time for mistakes now. They have to execute if they want to snatch this thing from the fire. Goes to the option. The pitch. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. The black shirts have applied blackout conditions. There has been no electricity available for this offense.
I mean, just suffocating. They're smothering this offense. They haven't done anything well yet. They can't run it. They can't throw it consistently. This defense is definitely reminiscent of those great Nebraska black shirt defenses of the past.
Navy quick to the line.
The defense has got to be more physical up front. Don't let them have those running lanes, those holes to break off a nice run, get a first down. And here's the thing, you better reload quick.
He hurls one deep down the left side. And the DB forcing the incomplete pass with the deflection.
One of the biggest reasons today why this offense is losing in the game is they haven't been able to get it going throwing the football. This guy still has not thrown a touchdown pass. They thought coming into this game they were going to have tons of success throwing it, but you got to give the defense credit. They watched the film. They've been mixing up their looks defensively, trying to confuse this quarterback, and again, on that last deep shot, it falls incomplete.
They make the stop, not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Got the big tight end on the corner route. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs.
And And even though they're trailing here in the fourth quarter, they've got a quarterback that can bring them back, but they need him now to play his A-plus level of football. We saw a nice completion on that last third down. Let's see if he can keep it going.
Navy comes to the line facing second and short. Wants to throw again. Pressure coming. Complete to the right. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Navy was pinned deep, and now a chance to put together a drive. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. It's 1st and 10 from the 13. They'll give it to the back. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. Got some work to do on second down after that last one. They need 13. Back to pass. Here comes the heat. Lets it go to the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, midshipmen. They'll try to tack one more on their score. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Fellas, while we have a moment, let's peek in on what's going on in a big one in the American. UTSA is currently ahead in this one inside a jam-packed Alamo Dome, but they've struggled to really pull away. They're up by 7 over North Texas. Ought to be fun, fellas, to see how things play out in this notable matchup in the American.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. Brought down at the 31 after a pickup of 10 yards on that one. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. It's 1st and 10 from the 31. They'll give it to him again. Not a lot of daylight. He gets one to the 32. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Boom. They'll run it behind the big guys on the left. Got behind those pads and picked up 3 out to the 35. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. A huge third down here in the brigade from the Naval Academy, letting this offense hear it. Looking for room. It's Coates. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to do it. They ought to be able to run out the clock from here. The Cornhuskers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. The offense changing the play. What will they dial up on second, and a long way to go? From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Now facing a 3rd and long. The most satisfying play in football, and they remain undefeated. Well, the dreams of an undefeated season are over. Certainly an accomplishment to make it this far, but this week in practice is probably going to be pretty interesting.
It's going to be very tough after suffering that loss, but you wonder, David, if this might be a blessing in disguise for them, because sitting here at one loss late in the year, their college football playoff hopes very much alive still. Now, can they turn this into a positive and get back on the horse?
And we've seen that in recent years, right? Like you saw Ohio State, they used a late loss to catapult them. They had so much energy and so many doubters and haters that propelled them to go win